Hi, everyone.
Hey.
I think we're on.
We should be on. Hopefully you all can hear us really well. Welcome to Psychic Sundays. And so good to see all of you. Welcome to Meta Mystic, our third episode.
This is our third episode.
You know, we started this right after Lionsgate. We came back totally activated and lit up from our retreat in Mount Shasta. Have you guys been to Mount Shasta? It is, in my own personal experience, really one of the top, if not the most powerful vortex I've ever been to on the planet. And if you haven't gone, you must go. We had a group of us, a small group of us together. I channeled for everyone. Saint Germain came through, gave messages to everyone. We even had an extraterrestrial alien light ship sighting, and I posted it on my Instagram. The video is on there if you haven't followed me on Instagram, Psychic Riz the Wiz. And hi to all my Instagram friends and everyone else who follows us on social media. Thank you for all the messages and the chats. We're getting such a great response from this. It's a wonder we haven't done this sooner. We've been doing this work for close to 15 years, guys. Some of you have been with us since the beginning. Some of you are just discovering us now, and they're like, oh, I'm so glad I found you. When did you guys start?
Well,
like,
yeah.
When you were 7.
Well, if you guys are interested, you can check us out at our website, rizmirza.com, RIZMIRZA.
It's in the description, and since you're just joining us, and thank you for joining us, please don't forget to click subscribe.
And be notified, click the bell, so anytime we have something new coming up, and on, we're going to do this every Sunday. This is Psychic Sundays.
Yeah, and we're premiering something new also. We're going to be on more than once a week. It's going to be our midweek episode, which is called Midnight Madness, which is going to be us diving into topics really deep, but we'll pick a particular paranormal, supernatural, psychic, mystic, esoteric, new age, spiritual topic. Did I miss something in there?
Nope.
Okay.
And it will not be filmed live. It will be recorded, and then you can watch it whenever. It's not live,
but it's called we record ours at midnight because
yes.
We love that witching hour, because we wanted to bring to you guys kind of what the conversations have been, me being a trance channel medium and shaman, Oriah being an empath and an intuitive, and also a shaman leading many medicine journeys around the world, of course, and what our conversations are like in our house. And those conversations usually start around 11 o'clock to midnight.
Yeah.
When all the energy calms down.
We start like, woo.
Yeah, and then we start
going.
Yeah.
Do you know what happened to you last night?
You want to...
Do you know in the middle?
Broadcast it to everybody?
Yes.
I don't even know, by the way.
Because you guys are going to get to know what it's like to live with a
that's like the
psychic tower of power over here.
That's the Bronx and New York in me. Anytime anybody asks you, so where were you last night? Every part of you just shuts down immediately and just goes, why are they asking? What can I say?
Well,
I don't even know if I remember.
Okay.
So go ahead and lay it on me. What happened last night?
What happened to you last night was all of a sudden you made this big loud noise and woke me up. Like, ah, like this. And then I said, what happened? You said, there was a spirit at the foot of the bed.
Oh, that's right.
I'm like, great. Now I'm not going back to sleep.
Guys, we have not talked about this yet. And you know when you have a dream and you totally forget it, and then someone during the day says something to you that brings up something that was in your dream, you're like, wait a second, I dreamt about that last night.
Right.
We'll go into how that all works.
What kind of spirit was it?
I'm going to describe it to you right now.
Okay.
So it was a female spirit. Mm-hmm. It was French Renaissance. I saw the hat. I saw the dress. She was short. The dress was emerald green. The hair was black. And she walked right from, you're on the left of me, she walked right from like around 10 o'clock direction-wise, right across the foot of the bed. But it was, of course, for me, when I see spirits, I see them, I don't see them transparently like a lot of people see.
Right.
I see them almost fully bodied, three-dimensional. And I really jumped. And the reason why, and many of you who I've worked with over the years and have coached, you've told me about these experiences that happen right between the stages of sleeping and waking. So you think it's a dream, and then you write it off. When actually what's happening at that time is that your conscious mind is starting to just go into a different gear because you're not having to focus on all the things you have to do during the day and take care of all the business you have to take care of. The body's laying down in a prone position, so your body's more open, your aura is more open, and the energies of the night are quieter, right? You don't even have as much traffic outside, electrical energy.
I'm sure that's happened to you, some people out there, but
so many people tell me this.
I know. Well, I wanted to say hello to all of our chat members that are coming in, those of you who are members, those of you who are just joining us, and we want to let you know a little bit about how this works. So what we do is we're going to talk a little bit, we're going to talk about some psychic phenomenon and some things that we've experienced. And then about 10 to 15 minutes into it, we're going to start taking questions. People who do the super chats get a top listing or top billing, however you want to say it. We pick those first. And then we have a cutoff for super chats. And you'll determine how long you want to go. We'll let you know.
Look, it's not just about people with super chats. We're going to mix it up as much as we can.
Right.
The way that it works for me, and I really want you guys to understand this, is that kind of when I lean over like this, I'm just feeling what question I want to stop at and what I get a hit on.
Right.
Because that's not how psychic energy or ability works, is that every single thing you look at or every single person you talk to, it jumps out at you. Sometimes you have to drop in. And sometimes it comes to you immediately that, okay, that's the person I need to address right now. That's how it works, okay?
Right. So let's say hello to a few people who are
hi. Who's joining
coming in.
us
So we have Bernadette. Hi, Bernadette. Rain, nice to see you again.
Hey, shut up.
Hi, Carrie Ann Morris. And we have
Elizabeth, The Light Inside, Buckshot, Jennifer
Lisa. Kelly. By the way, let's do an audio check. Let everybody know if you are hearing us clear and everything's perfect.
Just give us a couple of thumbs up if it's really clear for you, because we're still working out some of the technical stuff. Someone just addressed the super blue moon that happened.
Yes.
That moon was intense, okay? And I went down. I was under the weather for a couple of days. Okay?
Super blue moon.
This is me back on because 12 hours ago wasn't good. Sometimes that moon really knocks me out. I have a moon in Scorpio, so I don't know what does that mean for me. What was the moon in, Erica?
It was in Pisces, but it's a water sign.
And
which is also Scorpio, water sign.
Oh, so
the voice that you're hearing off into the distance, this is Erica.
Hi, everyone.
And happy birthday, Erica.
Yes.
We're having a birthday
Very
today.
Special birthday.
And I will give you your message after.
And she is our assistant. She has been with us for 10 years.
If you guys know who Erica is, or she's helped you in the past, give her a shout out and a happy birthday. I'm sure she would love to see that, because she's also helping to monitor the chats. It's also Heathcliff, the cartoon's birthday. Did you know that?
Yes, he's now my spirit animal.
So you guys know who Heathcliff. The only reason I know that is because it showed up on my Instagram today. On my 80s page that I follow.
We also want to give a big loving kiss, big kiss blow to Jimmy Buffett.
We played some of his music today.
Yes, we did. He has to be celebrating and doing the party that he's always wanted to do.
He's in Margaritaville.
He's
now.
in real
He's a cheeseburger in paradise.
He is. And Jimmy, we love you. Thank you so much for bringing so many people so much joy for so many decades.
And his music,
you were truly a renegade.
Yes, and his music, he's a perfect example of he was going to just completely be himself.
Yes,
and that was going to be enough to be out there, right? Because we spend so much time trying to be someone else. And it's interesting because Halloween is coming up. Countdown has begun, guys. My countdown began November 1st of last year, but the normal countdown, I guess, might be starting today. Halloween, and we're going to be doing all Halloween themed episodes in October.
I cannot wait.
I can't even tell you.
You guys don't understand the kind of level.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically our religion if we were to pick one.
So
that is our religion. Halloween is our religion.
The Halloween spirit.
Does anybody else feel that way about Halloween?
Yeah, I guess we do. Okay, so
Sharat is excited and ready to go. So we will get to Sharat.
It's pronounced shut up.
Shut up.
You've been into India enough times to know how to pronounce it.
I know, and I'm still learning, you guys. I'm still learning.
All right, so I wanted to say that Halloween, to me, is one of the most... Look, for obvious reasons, probably why someone like me would like Halloween, but there's another reason, is because I think that it gives us an opportunity to step out of ourselves through costume and makeup and to kind of embody this other version of ourselves. But what's important is that if you really tune in and really pick a good costume for yourself, you are actually becoming more yourself than something else.
Yeah.
You're giving energy to an aspect of yourself. You're deepening, you're dropping in and allowing yourself, giving permission for that part of yourself to come forward in a way that is fun and is lively and free.
Have you noticed at our past Halloween parties that our clients and our friends who have come, it's like you're looking at them in costume and they actually look like, oh, there you are. It's like you're looking at their true selves. Like they really go in. So like this year, I'm taking a big leap and I'm really, really going to do something that I've been wanting to do a long time. Are you serious?
No, you guys, you should be surprised.
You guys don't understand. I've waited so long for this. It's a big deal for me to do this character this year.
Well, Halloween gives you that opportunity, and probably I don't have to convince people who are watching our podcast to get into Halloween.
Right.
It's more just like, this bomb, we're going to do it, right? What else? I was talking about this supermoon, this blue supermoon that happened. The next one, exactly like this, doesn't happen until 2037.
Wow.
Just do the math and see what age you will be at the next blue supermoon. 2037 is the next one. It affects everyone differently. For me, I started to feel the moon aspects more, where years ago, or consciously I feel them more. And I think it's because just as you become more sensitive and as you become more connected to quieting your mind, you start to feel the subtle energies, right? On our show, we are always going to be talking to you guys about the world as energy. And so when you think of the world as energy, then the possibilities and the things that we call supernatural and paranormal or esoteric and all of these things, right? Our favorite slogan always is, the supernatural is just your widened understanding of the natural. Supernatural is the natural. And the paranormal is the normal. It's just out of what your day-to-day focus has been and what you were programmed to think. And so we are about consciousness and we're about freedom. And also wanted to say something about a lot of our people are at Burning Man right now.
Right.
And I just wanted to say this, and I hope everybody's safe and just taking the peace and understanding and the deep message of what Burning Man actually was about. And we're getting an opportunity, or the people who are there getting an opportunity, that Burning Man was about cooperation, unity, relying on each other, about appreciating life. That's ultimately what it was about and what it is about. And these particular circumstances maybe can just it's a different kind of, sometimes there's different kinds of Christmases where we lose people. Right? We've had Christmases where we were just partying and having fun, and then we had Christmases where somebody died. And I've had a lot of my clients who have had that. Parents who died on their birthday, on the son's birthday. And they come to me in readings and say, how am I supposed to celebrate my birthday? And I say, well, look, every day that your dad was with you, there's an anniversary of that. Well, he was alive on September 3rd of 1992. We can celebrate that as an anniversary. He was also alive the next day and the next day. So almost every day is an anniversary. And the purpose of this work, the purpose of psychic work, especially where it's going now, and why we call our show Metamystic, is to expand your understanding, expand the conversation of what is mystics and mysticism. Are we seekers? Yes. Are we finders? Yes. Are we keepers? Yes. So we're just here because this is the conversations we're having. No one is ever as excluded because we are all on this journey together. So, when we are dropping in with you guys, this has been and is becoming something we're really excited about because we don't get a chance at our events to really drop in with you. We try to a little bit after the circles. And we do have a Circle of Light coming up. When is it, Erica?
Circle of Light?
Yeah.
September 16th.
Okay, what day of the week is that?
That will be a Saturday.
Saturday, September 16th. I will be at Rama Institute of Yogic Vedic Sciences. Wonderful, really sacred space in Santa Monica. You can drop in, get your tickets. There's only message tickets. I think maybe 10 people get messages those nights. So those tickets go literally within a few minutes of us announcing. But you can get tickets to show up and just be part of the vibe and receive the downloads and be with the community. Also, you can watch online anyway for around the world. I also wanted to say hi to so many people from around the world have been joining us, from South Africa, people from Portugal and India. It's great. Thank you for being up in the middle of the night or early morning to see us. And we're good. I've been talking. You want to say something?
Yeah.
Sorry, I just,
When he gets going, he gets going. I wanted to say how best to listen to our podcast is for everybody to, you see how I'm leaning back, to just start relaxing, taking in a deep breath and just really dropping in and really just starting to realize that we're going to all go on this journey together. And if you watch the last episode where we did have psychic readings, once Riz tunes in and he starts going, he kind of is on a roll and he'll keep going for a while. So I'll do my best to keep track. We're going to scroll back. We will pick some questions. When we let you guys know to ask your questions, go ahead and do that. We're not at that point yet. And he will pick people super chat and not paid.
Sure.
Free and not free. How do I say it? Free and
paid and not paid.
Paid and not paid. So
it's just wherever I feel like the guides are drawing me
right.
to. It's
So
real
everybody
chill.
take a deep breath and get comfortable, get relaxed. Don't be distracted. This is a great time for you to drop in and realize that we're going to go on this little journey together. And it's really fun because we have a little community and everybody
let's
talk together. You could even talk to each other on chat here.
Of course. So what's been on your mind? Someone mentioned Florida and the storms. Man, we can go on to every single country around the world where some natural occurrence. I don't say disaster. There's a reason I don't like to use the word natural disaster, because Mother Earth does not have disasters. It is disastrous to us, and then we must rebuild. Every single one of us, guys, have had close people die in our lives. Every single one of us has had personal trauma. Every single one of us has been through losing so much. We all personally know what the most disastrous points of our life was, but we all also know, as mystics, as seekers and finders, is that we learn to use that energy as an alchemist to propel us forward, to bring in all of that truth and light that we believe life is all about. And so wherever this occurs, what I say is that you send all those people mentally energy, because meditation and / prayer, they're both the same root. It is about sending good energy, specifically when it's for others. So you have that within you. You can do it tonight, and you can, as you lay in bed, you can close your eyes, surround yourself with light, and send it to people and ask for them to know. You're asking for them, whoever the people are in all these places that have suffered, from Maui to Florida, Burning Man, anywhere. Ask them to be able to drop in and receive the energy and deeper connection to source and their spirit guides to understand why that part of reality is happening in their life. You and I have had to do it. We all have to do it. And so all we can do is encourage others to understand there's a different way of receiving things that we call tragedy. And as a medium, I will tell you, this consistently, happens where you end up. It's funny, because with mediums, we deal in the world of, you might say, death, but actually I find myself being not a death coach, but a life coach. It starts to happen, isn't it? Don't you think?
Yeah.
It's about rebirth. All these things are about rebirth. So what do you do when there's a rebirth happening for someone? Some of you are going through rebirths right now, where it may feel like you're out of gas, you're out of fuel, you're out of juice. And some of you are past that stage where you are now juiced up and lit and really ready for it. And some of you are in this really cool, still stealth place where you're just watching it unfold, everything that you sent that energy into, because you know how to propel those frequencies from you that know how to receive. So we're all in these different stages, but we're all playing the same play, the same game, if you want to call it a game. I mean that in a good way. understanding creation, right?
Yeah. Well, I want to say hello to a few more people who came on.
Sure.
So I want to say hi to Brooke, Tracy Marie, It's Moi. Thank you for being a member. Rain, Elisa, thank you for being a member. Hello to Anna Munoz, Buck. Some of us, some of these
Australia's
names
in
who've
the
said
house.
hello. And you guys can send us drop us a little note of where you're from, where you're tuning in from.
Yes.
We'd love to know. So yeah, let's scroll back and just kind of take a little gander before we begin, because we haven't asked anybody to send questions yet. So Riz, would you like to just take a little scroll
I'm
here?
gonna ring my little Himalayan bowl. Everybody, little just toning. Take a deep breath, or let's slow it down. Let's just chill for a second. Tune into this. Close your eyes and take a deep breath in through your nose. Breathe in. And breathe out. Yeah. Remember the school bell? That was this harsh, horrible sound. Why couldn't they just ring bells like that? Why can't your alarm clock have that kind of bell? There's an idea. Somebody out there make that alarm clock with toning bowls. I want to talk a little bit about, we're coming to the end of summer, and we're coming, I think, 20 more days we have left before the solstice. We are going to be in Sedona at that time, aren't we? We'll probably do a little live broadcast from Sedona. Sedona is one of my favorite retreats that we go on, because it is full of, every time that we go, it's full of new stories and new downloads that I get. And we'll do a little broadcast from there, and we'll do a little meditation together. That'll be awesome. It'll be like you're there with us. Looking forward to seeing you guys who are signed up. That retreat's been sold out for a while. I think we might have space on the next one for next year. So come.
Well, we have Massachusetts, Arkansas, North Dakota, Long Island.
Massachusetts.
We have Canada. Let's
Where
see.
in Massachusetts? Because we're coming
Rockland.
to Salem.
Rockland.
Well, see, now, because I have no sense of geography to that detail, I'm just going to say, oh, Rockland.
We have Staten.
Salem is where we're going in October.
We have India.
Yes.
What time is it in India right now?
And India's 12 hours ahead, so it's probably 7 in the morning.
Missouri.
Hello, India, me. Thank you. That's
In
my
Sydney,
family's
Australia.
hometown in New Delhi, and in a city called Lucknow, India. So, yep, that's where my parents are born and raised. And then we came to New York City and had me. So, much love to all of my brothers and sisters.
South
in
of
India.
Boston.
Okay, beautiful. So, guys, I have a tip for you psychically. All of you can develop your psychic abilities more. Not everybody's supposed to be a professional medium, but we have a sixth sense. We have this chakra right here. This is our third eye. And there's so many ways for you to learn how to open that up more. I will always give you tips that I can give you. And you can learn so many things online. There's so many books and classes. My God, there's so many people who can teach you this, even for free on YouTube. And there's also paid classes you can take, which probably go a little bit more in depth. But the point is that the resources are available to you to learn. And even if you just practice 5 or 10 minutes a day, anything that you practice 5 or 10 minutes a day, imagine where you would be 6 months from now. It really adds up. So it's a muscle, right? It's just like imagine if you took a walk for a half a mile or a quarter mile a day. It will make you healthier and stronger, more open. You'll breathe deeper. You'll be more flexible. So think of the third eye, your psychic portal, as one of those muscles. So not everybody's meant to be a professional medium, but not everybody's meant to be a professional singer or athlete either. Doesn't mean you can't become a better singer or a better athlete in something if you practice. So,
Well, just to warm you up, I'm going to give you a little question that's actually exactly what you're talking about.
oh, really? Okay.
So how do you know, this is from It's Moi, she's one of our members. She would like to know, how do you know if your third eye is open? We haven't started asking anybody to give questions yet, but I just wanted to warm
I
up.
think you would give a great answer for that, because I've heard you speak on this subject, and I would love to hear.
I almost think it's not fair for me to tell my third eye story, because I don't think a lot of people went through what I went through.
No, I'm saying don't tell them your story, but tell them, what are the signs? of when you're starting to feel that your third eye is opening? It's a great question.
Okay. So let me go into it a little bit. I need at least 2 minutes. I'm going to try to encompass this because this is a very deep topic about awakening. So third eye and your awakening. I have a frog in my throat tonight. Sorry, guys. Your awakening and your third eye are the same. Okay, so we're going to start there.
Your spiritual awakening, you mean?
Your spiritual awakening.
Okay.
Now, how do you get to that place? Usually, there's several ways you can have an awakening. One is you have a shocking event that happens in your life that really kind of snaps you alert to like, there's more to life than you thought. And it could be something scary or traumatic, or it could be you witness something or a death in the family, something very shocking to the system, sometimes can send you into a higher state of consciousness. That's one. Two, you start to feel like when you fill a water glass up to the top and it starts to spill over, sometimes what happens is you start taking in so much data from your life, your past, your history, your culture, your religion, your education, your politics, whatever it is that you are just gathering data. After a while, you're going to feel like you're up to here and you can't take any more new information. And you start getting very like, you start feeling like you're too big for the playpen anymore, or too big for the chicken coop, however you want to say it. Like you start to feel like you got to bust out. There's something happening inside of you that needs to come out, and you feel constricted and you feel tight and you feel like you can no longer operate within these four walls of the way you've been living. You're tired of the conversations in your life. You're tired of the way you talk to yourself. You're tired of how you look. You're tired of what you're eating. You're tired of just your day-to-day pattern, your routine. And you start getting, some people go straight to suicide because they don't know what else to do. Yeah, because you start triggering.
Because those are also the signs of depression. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, and also you have to remember that it also, your diet is important. If you're eating junk food, processed food, it's not high vibrational. It's not going to help you open your third eye. So be careful what you eat. Don't eat a lot of things that'll inflame you and have the body work super hard to just digest your food, because that will slow down your psychic process. So let's say that your diet is pretty decent or it's getting better and you keep cleaning it up. You'll start to notice that you are ready for new conversations and you're ready to think outside the box. You start questioning the things that you took for granted your whole life. You start asking questions like, what is this, a belief system that I believed my whole life? Do I still believe in that? So you question your beliefs. You question the things that you've been hearing in the media. You just question everything, because what you're doing is you're starting to, it's like turning over each rock in your life. You're looking underneath to see what is there. So that's really the beginning of an awakening process, because you start to step back, you start to take a big, deep breath in and start to reevaluate your life, and you start to get to know yourself in a whole new way. Now, when that happens, that's when that Kundalini, it's like a Kundalini rush of energy that like goes straight to the top of your head and it goes through your third eye. And that feeling, you'll even feel kind of a numbness or like kind of a feeling where this is buzzing. And some people even like will lay down and meditate with meditation music and lay a crystal right on their third eye to help with the process of understanding how to think from a different place. So these are kind of the aspects of...
And this is very interesting. We're going to have to do a whole episode on this. A couple of people are writing they saw sacred geometry. Someone was saying that they have a memory of being 9 months old.
Yes.
And so never ever felt in the so-called, let's just say, people use this word, the matrix. I'm just going to use it for another understanding or concept of reality than the matrix. I think that's a little bit limited, but for this moment I'm going to use that word, meaning this just a standard way of thinking. This is this, that is that, and those are the rules. Everything within a box. Some people never were that way, so it was like they were walking around with their third eye open, and they may not have even had psychic experiences, more just intuitive experiences. And there is a great number of people now where this is happening, but sometimes it looks like it's depression. And as a shaman, I will tell you, there are many times where people have called me to work in sacred experiences and healing experiences with people who they told me this person that is in their family is, they gave all those diagnoses that are given. Okay. And for me, I said, listen, I'm going to do what I can do. You handle whatever you want to do, handle it medically, whatever you want to do, because I never interfere with that. But I'd say what I see is just a soul who has not fully let themselves completely land on this planet because they have been rejecting this planet. Because they just list all the things that are wrong. They don't feel right here. But I want you to know you're never in the wrong place at the wrong time. You're always where you are supposed to be. You're an eternal being. You're a cosmic intelligence. Eternal life. That is what you are. So you are coming. People say, oh, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. No, no, no. You are spiritual beings having a spiritual experience. Yeah, human body, whatever that even means. We're just agreeing these are human bodies. But you are a spiritual being having a spiritual experience because clearly everything is energy. Clearly everything has a message in it for you. You can pick up a rock or a stone and it can carry a message for you depending on how sensitive you are. So remember something. Bottom line with your third eye is that your sensitivity is your strength. In every area of your life, your sensitivity is your strength. Whether it's relationships or your talent, your abilities, your connection to your physical body. That sensitivity is, we're not talking about weakness or frailty. We are talking about sensitivity that comes with a highly advanced technology. This camera, whether it's 4K or it's a regular frame, whatever the other settings are, the higher that resolution is, means that that lens is more sensitive. The more saturated color, the sharper the resolution. And we are dealing with inner technology. So coming back to psychic understanding is that psychic reality, psychic phenomenon is a technology. It means that you can upgrade it. We don't grow up with these concepts, but our ancestors all knew this way back. And it doesn't matter what part of the world that you're from, you are a multidimensional being. This skin color that you're in this lifetime is not necessarily who you were last lifetime. I tell people all the time, you can celebrate your ethnicity, but don't get too attached to it because you weren't this last time and you probably won't be it again. So chill, relax, and have fun with it. And I'm feeling the spirit guides gathering, honey. Let me tell you, I feel them.
Well, let me do a little housekeeping
here. You guys are sending me some energy tonight. What is going on? They're like,
so I just want to let everybody know this is a good time to start sending your questions in. If you do a super chat, you have to make sure that there's a question that you can follow up with so we know what to call on you and how to answer that question.
Let's start taking questions.
So we're gonna scroll back. How do you pronounce this name again?
Let me just take a look and see.
How do you pronounce this name again?
That's Sharat.
So Sharat, you need to post your question.
Okay, and can I scroll back a little bit and just kind of see
Tracy
where?
I think
see
Tracy
where I am. We'll go. I'm going to scroll back a little bit, and honey, why don't you talk while I just feel things? Okay.
So you can start sending in your questions. We're just scrolling back.
Yeah, why don't you talk about something? I'm just going to feel it out as I'm scrolling. Why don't you tell everybody what's happening in the Gaia conference?
Oh, yeah. So September 23rd, I was going to say that, wasn't sure. September 23rd, Riz is going to be channeling at the Gaia conference in Colorado with just some of the top trance channels in the world, and we're very excited. This is his first time that he will be on this stage, and we can't wait. We're looking forward to it. It's going to be really great. And as far as what I'd like to offer as far as guidance today or tonight or whatever time frame you're looking at, if you are interested in going deeper into your psychic abilities, the best thing for you to do is to learn the art of silence.
Okay, so
because how else will you actually become psychic if you are not able to hear messages?
Right.
So that's when you learn to quiet your mind.
That's why all the psychics who teach classes always start with meditation, because you cannot really hear the subtle vibrations of your spirit guides coming through to you or your loved ones if your mind is too noisy. I want to address and say hi to Tiffany. Hi, Tiffany. My daughter Jasmine is hearing voices. What does this mean for her, and what should she do? Well, it's not going to be just what should she do. Well, it depends on how old she is. Could you please tell me how old she is, because if you tell me she's 26, it's going to be a different answer than if you tell me she's 5, okay? Because obviously, clearly different understandings at those ages. So I'll wait for you to tell me that, and then I'm going to go through. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go to the next question.
You're talking in your mic, right?
Hi, Rain. Rain is asking, great question. What should I be doing with my life? I just don't feel what I'm doing. What's my purpose? I stopped by your thing because, woo, it lit up. Rain, it's clear what conversations you are interested in. You are here to dive into the work of transformational work with people. You're just, what I get from you is that you're very good at understanding large groups of people, meaning mass consciousness. Do you know what I mean by that? Where you can feel like the movement of, oh, this is a trend going that way. I see this coming. I'm not talking about like events like earthquakes or things. I'm talking about things like where you say, oh, I see where this is going now, and probably this is what will happen next. It's a very strong hit I get about you. And
She said her daughter Jasmine is 23.
okay. So Rain, so what I'm saying is that when you decide that I'm here to tell you, well, your purpose in life is to celebrate your life. Of course it is to celebrate your life. But I know what you mean in terms of the actual day-to-day practical direction of it. Number one thing I get for you is let go of what you have been disappointed about. I feel that this has been right in your path, like this big grizzly bear. It just keeps stepping on this really nice path with flowers that you saw and felt when you were a little girl. You could feel those fairies around you is what I get. And you just let these grizzly bears get in the path. That's how your spirit guides are showing it to me, by the way, like a storybook, like those little books we read when we were kids that had the little cardboard golden, what were they called? Golden books?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just showing it to me like
those.
a gold. You guys remember golden books? And you just keep letting them get in your way. And that disappointment is kind of, it's bossing you around, Rain. Don't let that happen to you. You don't let disappointment boss you around. You listen to its messages, but then you go, thank you very much. I hear your message. And then you let them go, see themselves out of your office. Because you came here for the purpose of you absolutely helping others to understand this as well. So whatever you have to do, whatever credentials you feel you need to get, if you feel you need to become a therapist or take a course or work on becoming a Reiki healer or whatever it is now, the only thing that is stopping you is that you just kept saying, what's the point? And stop jumping ahead like that, because you're cutting yourself off from all of these experiences that are waiting for you, that are spontaneous, organic, and totally psychic. Meaning they are going to show you how psychic energy happens. Okay, so do whatever you have to do to move that energy forward. All right, let me go. So she said, Tiffany said 23.
Yes.
Okay, so Tiffany, let's talk about the voices. Let me just drop in about specifically your daughter, which you said her name was Jasmine. So let me drop in on that. At the same time, I want to talk to you about what hearing voices means. As a shaman, when we hear people say voices, it means there's communication. We do not believe in imagined voices. We do not believe in hallucinations. I'll tell you why. If you see the tree breathing, starts breathing, do you think you're hallucinating or you're actually seeing what the tree is actually doing? So the answer for me is you are seeing what the tree is actually doing. In fact, when you don't see the tree breathing is when you're hallucinating. So what about voices? We have an inner ear that hears. We have an inner ear that hears. We have an inner projector inside of our heads, right? Where we can actually know the difference between hearing something and tasting something. For example, if you close your eyes right now and think of tasting a lemon in your mouth, some of your lips will pucker and your saliva will react in your tongue, even though there's no lemon in your mouth. Now, did you smell the lemon? Maybe. Did you touch it? No. You tasted it. Now, close your eyes, everybody. Just join me. Hear me out. Close your eyes. Now think of your mom saying your name. Okay, let her say it again now. Now have your mom say your voice in your head louder. Okay, now open your eyes. Now you heard it, right? You didn't smell it, you didn't taste it, you didn't touch it, you didn't see it. You heard it. Now your physical ears only hear things if there's a vibration going into the eardrum and goes through the nerve and goes to your brain. You know there's a distinction between the senses of smelling, touching, tasting, etc. So there is an actual inner ear that hears or tastes or even smells. So when the voices that she's hearing, first of all, what are they saying? Write them down. Let's see. Don't be afraid of it. There seem to be some belief systems. Sometimes people who have certain old religious beliefs, they think, well, you shouldn't be hearing voices. Well, a lot of artists hear voices. A lot of authors hear voices. J.K. Rowling had the entire Harry Potter series and voices speaking to her when she was on the train and just wrote the whole thing down. So this is also a form of channeling. Now, meditation is key for Jasmine. The number one thing that I get is that this has to do around 12 or 13. 13 is the age I get with her, where whatever was going on in this house emotionally at that age was actually helping to open her third eye, but there was no guidance on her helping her with her intuition. Yes, Archangel Michael energy very strong around her. Her spirit animal, oh, it's a rabbit. It's a beautiful rabbit. She should have little rabbit charms around her house. Very good. Yes. She needs some deeper work. I'm happy to talk to her. You know, I do sessions over the phone. If not me, somebody else, but she should definitely speak to an experienced medium who can help her. Let's go to
Jennifer Kelly.
All right. Hey, Jennifer. Riz, I'm tuning in from Pittsburgh tonight. Why don't you read it?
My question is in regards to my teenage boys, Keaton, 13, and Jevin, 16, any intuitive thoughts or messages about what course of study or work they may best be suited for their growth?
Being drawn to the younger one first. What an interesting name, Keaton. Hopefully I'm saying it right. With Keaton, it's about focus, getting him to focus. Because his power, and I believe this is a boy's name, so forgive me if I'm using the wrong words. It's about knowing how to harness that power, because what he's got is like a supernova energy about him in terms of wherever he directs his energy. He can either warm something up or burn it or singe it, disintegrate it. And did you ever see the X-Men movies? There was a guy, Cyclops, who had the sunglasses over his eyes, and when he would flip it down and be like a laser beam. He needs to control that, and that can be very detailed oriented when he wants to be. Again, it's about the mood.
So Jennifer says yes.
Thank you. The other one's name, I think, was Jevin, you said?
Yeah, let me see. Yes, Jevin.
Jevin. More creative energy here. But I do feel should be in another state or city for any further education. I do see a move coming at that time, very important. And I do feel that in his actual being, he is a peacemaker. And what he is coming through is learning how to deal with any parts of himself that were still stuck in some anger, and coming out of that and freeing himself from that, because he's really here to learn through relationship and creativity. He's on the hero's journey, your elder one. Should definitely be looking into being in a different location for any of that further study. Also, had a past life in Italy, interestingly enough. I don't know if you've ever taken him there or he's ever wanted to go there, but he should go there. And it's more in is Palermo in Italy?
Yes.
And that's what's coming up, Palermo, for some reason. Don't know why. If it rings a bell for you, let me know. Yes, thank you.
Okay, so we have Thessalican. Do you have any messages from my spirit guides that could be helpful?
Oh, wow. I'd love to know the origin of that name, Vesligan. Give me a moment. Well, your guides are all Palladian. You have ET guides. You have off-planet guides. You probably know that already. I wonder if you remember any Atlantean or Lemurian lives that you have had. Interesting. I have a question for you, Vesligan. Have you ever had any balance or vertigo issues occur to you? Please give us an answer. While I wait for that answer, I'll tell you some other things that are going on. Yes, this is a critical period of time for you where you are getting a high attunement going on with you. I see an attunement. This is reconnecting with your physical body as your trusted interface with this 3D reality here. Now, listen to these words I'm using, the trusted interface. Well, this is what they tell me. But in simpler language, it means that you're beginning to understand what your body needs and doesn't need, and how to celebrate being in your body and giving your body actual self-love. Giving your body some love. It's carried you so far, and it is now needing some TLC, some tender loving care by you towards it. And that's very important. The other thing is that this is a period of regrowth here. Imagine if, like, you turned over all this soil, like you had all the fruits and vegetables have been plucked, and now it is the season for turning over the soil. That means that you are closing the chapter without being angry on some relationships. Connections doesn't have to be like, I don't mean romantic. It could be any connections where you were angry that you needed to close a chapter, where if you felt you were being taken a little bit more advantage of. And I want to tell you that the reason is that some people couldn't reach you because the part of you that goes insular, that thinks that everybody should know about you, even though you know technically that there's no way for them to know, but it's that almost that wounded part of us that we carry, that you were like, I wish they would just know without me having to explain myself, and maybe they're not really close to me, that kind of thing. Don't get caught up in that anymore. You're coming into a new time of clarity. Actually, this crystal, you see how this crystal is right here? Coming into that kind of clarity, my friend. So thank you. Blessings.
Well, you have two questions here.
Sure.
One is from, and then we're going to go into the non-super chat after these two questions.
All right.
So we have Suwan, our friend Suwan Weaver, and we also have Tracy Marie. So Tracy asks, anything you think I need to know would be wonderful. By the way, here's the other one. This is the sister to Poof.
She's like, can't go an hour without attention.
Two
apparently.
black cats.
Okay. So this one's for Tracy Marie. Anything that you should need to know. Tracy Marie. Yes. I know you're going to find this funny. I give messages in a very different way. Do you remember that video game? Who doesn't? It's a game called Pac-Man, right? And this is coming into my mind right now where the Pac-Man just eats everything that's in front of it. And I don't think this has to be about you chilling out with consuming calories, but it could be. It has more to do with this is your time where you really let yourself be that celebrator of life, where you really just no longer need to be taking in how disturbed everybody else is and how panicked or paranoid people have been about what they think is going on in the world and what's wrong. It is no more, Tracy Marie, the time to focus on those things. That's not what you were ever about anyway. You really came to this ride to have fun. And if some people don't want to have the cotton candy, they don't have to have it. But you're going to have it. And it's your time to do that, because you kind of have, like, how barnacles stick on whales, right? Like, you don't need these barnacles. These are people with their old thought patterns and their projections. And this is your time stepping forward into that. And I really feel that this supermoon was very, very good for you to accomplish that and to feel that sense of freedom happening to you. Thank you. Blessings.
Okay, I would like to go to, let me just add, because I got sidetracked for a second. Did we just answer
Tracy Marie, and then there's Suwan.
And then Suwan. And then we forgot Shira.
Sharat?
Yes. So let's find his question.
Okay.
He actually had several questions, and then I asked him to pick one.
His family members, I think.
He had one about his...
names. That's the one that he said.
Okay. We're getting to you, Sharat. Right now, we're just working.
Sharat.
Sharat. Sharat.
Yeah, thank you.
I will never forget.
Okay.
Okay, let me just see. There's a couple questions. So here's one. So there's a couple different, sometimes, some questions he wants from family,
Okay,
someone.
give me Sharat's question.
Any advice on where to put my creative energies, a new art, music form, any physical place I should visit?
Okay, Sharat. Let me just give you a moment here because big time creative energy is coming through. I got a message coming through from you wouldn't believe who.
Ooh.
Biggie.
Oh, Biggie Smalls. I think he's turning into a spirit
Man,
guide.
you're not going to get no messages from Biggie with other trance channels, let me tell you. Yeah. So, Biggie got my little tiger's eye here, guys. This is a beautiful stone. Can you see that? I want you to take a look at this tiger's eye because it is a raw cut. You see that? It's not one of those polished ones that are all circle. I don't like those. I feel it takes away from the organic uniqueness of every single tiger's eye. Get the ones that are uncut, guys. They don't cost much more at all. You just have to find them. See that? So, Biggie has a message for you. And he's around you. He's one of your guides. And of course he's one of your guides because he was the guy that he knows what it's like, Sharat, where you felt like you weren't the cool one. He was not the cool one when he was 12 years old or 13 years old. He was the observer, and you were the observer. You were the observer that was taking in all this information. You had a you inside of you that nobody else knew. But you did. And so you're giving yourself this time. There's a lot of pain there. Shut up. I know there's pain. There's pain, but channel that. Channel that into your creativity. You do need some distance sometimes from your pain to create. Because sometimes, well, actually, most of the time, if you're deep in your pain, you can't create. You have to be just above, like, rock bottom. Like, you hit rock bottom, and then you lift it up just a little bit to have a little bit of space and breathing space, then you can create there. So this isn't about defining yourself as I'm this type of creative artist or this type of creative artist. The message I'm getting from Biggie to you is this: play his music when this chat is done. Play it right now.
He says he felt connected to him randomly.
Oh, you see, he said he felt connected to Biggie randomly because it's not random. He's working with you. And know that, you know, he was full of love, even though it was like people called it a gangster rap. But what is so much love and soul and purpose behind what he was doing. And it was in the vibration of his voice. And what I feel him saying to you is, like, if it's a painting, paint it. If it's a song, sing it, write it. If it's a cake, bake it. If it's a book, write it. If it's a dance, dance it. It's not about, I have to make it in this particular genre. It's like right now is the time for you to just give the full creative expression in the way that it comes to you.
Okay, Suan. Hi, Riz and Oriah. Do you have any messages from my mom about my brother or anything? Thank you and much love.
Yes, I knew that day would come. Suan, dear friend of many years. You can just text me, Suan. You don't have to come on live YouTube. But thank you. We love you. You're so funny, Suan. It's like my sister or something.
I know.
Finding me on YouTube chat live. Okay. You know, I always say, of course, I'm sorry for the pain when someone's loved one passes away. But my God, you're so blessed. You're so blessed to have had her till the age that you are. Think about that, guys. No matter what, when you lose your mom or dad, there's always someone out there. There's a baby, a kid, a 2-year-old who lost their parent today. Many. So you have to understand that. Know the gratitude of how long you got to have that loved one for. It'll bring you some peace. It'll take some of the edge off of your pain. It's never going to take the pain away, but it'll take that little sting on top of the pain. It will take that away. Gratitude is the greatest healer. Yeah. Well, I will tell you, Suan, yes, I am getting a message from your mom right now. And she's, I don't know why, but she's showering golden coins all over you and going, ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. That's the sounds I hear. And she's like at the end of the rainbow where the pot of gold is. And that's literally how she's coming through. She spirit is just dancing, spinning like those, I don't know if did she have any music boxes? I would like type that in there. Don't text me because I don't have my phone. But write it there, Suwan. I don't know why, but she's showing me like one of those music, the kind that you wind up. Anyway, there's one of this little thing spinning on there. And yes, your dad was waiting there for her. Yes, there was music playing. Yes, he just grabbed her and they just spun her around. So that's the first thing that I see. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now thank you. She says now you can decorate any way that you want. I don't know what that means, but that's the message. That's what I just heard. So let me know how that is. And when I see you, I'll give you a longer message. Okay.
So now we're just going to take any one
okay, so let me
there's a
scroll
lot
through there and let me see what I feel. Okay. Okay, I'm scrolling through. I'm going to let's go through this, and honey, why don't you tell everybody what's happening?
Yeah, wait, actually, let's go back. I want to talk about Tiffany said that Jasmine, her daughter, said she had an obsession with rabbits lately, and he's been doing the Archangel Michael prayer. And then also I wanted to update
really cool,
you.
Guys. So what she's saying is that Tiffany, who we gave a message to earlier, and I like to do this so you understand that there are confirmations. Anytime you get a psychic reading, there should be a confirmation, meaning you should get a specific thing from your medium or psychic. It should just, right? There should be specific information. So Tiffany is gracious enough to share this with us that her daughter Jasmine, I gave a reading message to just now, said she actually has been obsessed with rabbits lately. I said that was coming through for her. Also, what else was it? That Archangel Michael was the guide she was feeling?
Yes,
Great.
and then
Okay.
as far as Jennifer Kelly with her 2 sons, spot on, Riz. Jevin is drawn to Italy and Spain and has all this dormant creativity, needs to get out of Pennsylvania. My younger one, Keaton, has special gifts but needs to harness and direct. Thank you.
You got it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so let's just grab a couple
All right,
in
let's
the
grab
middle.
them.
Okay, so do you want to?
Sure.
Let's see.
Anyway, okay. Whoops. You went a little fast.
No. I have to get past those because I have to go deeper in.
Okay.
Back here. Hold on. Let me grab a couple. Hold on, everybody. Just let me. Like I always tell you. Okay, let's go down here.
Okay. So.
Okay, let's do this one.
Okay. Anna Munoz. I'm struggling with controlling my emotions. Any advice? What's something I need to know about this? Okay, so number one, Anna, when you say struggling to control your emotions, I'm sure it's about emotions that don't feel so good, because you shouldn't be struggling to control love and joy and generosity and kindness and compassion. Those are emotions too. What's going on where those emotions are being overpowered by these ones that you are struggling to? What you're talking about is reactions. Okay? The cat agrees. Did you hear my little cat? Okay. She meowed right when I said that. So the emotions, let me just tune into your particular situation. While I do that, I also want to talk about emotions and where they come from, guys. I ask this to all my classes. Where do emotions come from? And everybody says, my heart, or, basically that's it. And I go, what heart are you talking about? Are you talking about your physical heart in your chest? Is that where emotions come from? This organ, this flesh that's inside of there? Or where does it come from? Oh, no, it comes from my head. What do you mean by your head? My thoughts. What do you mean by your thoughts? Your random thoughts? What are thoughts? Then we go down the rabbit hole, and I go, I'll let you off the hook. Here's where it happens. Your emotions come from your beliefs about things. Your core beliefs about what you think is good and what you think is bad. Your programmed beliefs about what you think is right and what you think is wrong. If something is right, then it's good and you feel good. If you think this thing is wrong, then you start to feel bad, and then that multiplies. Your beliefs about something change your emotions. I'll give you a simple example. You're watching a sports game and you have two sports teams. You're rooting for your team. You're upset because they're losing. It's a terrible day. They lost. They got slaughtered by the other team, and you're pissed off for 3 or 4 days after. Because you had a belief that what happened was wrong. But the other person who watched the same game, who has a different perspective, which is the other team's perspective, is celebrating. And now every cell in their body is joyous for the next 3 days. You're still stuck in that rut. Every cell in your body is responding to negative emotions that certainly aren't helping the vibration of your aura and your energetic body, are they? But see, some people go down with the ship. They'd rather take that to the grave. And everybody's got someone in their family that would rather be right than happy. Rather be right than happy. So you must be flexible. So what's going on with you is that you are either too mad, Anna, or too sad. Nothing to do with anything in the recent past. What I feel with you is this has been building up over time, and you probably had some few things happen to you in the last 9 to 12 months where it really has pushed. Actually, no, sorry, I'm going back 2 years ago with you, where you go, these are the reasons, but actually it's been building for many, many years with you, and you just haven't let it out. And you don't want to let it out because you don't want to just burn someone and just throw up emotionally on them. And so you haven't found, is it an outlet? Should I go do this? Should I be kickboxing? What should I be doing? Should I be doing yoga? Actually, it is going to be about finding your peace again, where you let it all go. So the big thing for you is about letting go. And you couldn't do this. This has something to do with mom, by the way, and I don't know what it is, if she held things in and really took it all the way for herself too, but I feel like this is repeating with you. So you're on the path. Just you asking this shows me that you're on the path to clearing this. You have all of that. You have such a big, big heart. Let that be the thing that rules you. It can't be hurt. See, when you're the heart, you understand people's actions or non-actions. When you're in the heart, you understand their choices. When you're in the heart, it's not about how they act towards you, actually. Because you're awakening to just the joy that's within you. So you understand that everybody's experience is reflecting on what their experiences in the past have been. So that's where we go with that.
Okay, so we have 2 members here, Carla Fuster and Elisa. So
Lisa,
let's pick one of those.
Okay. Can I message, please? Of course you can. Of course you can. Of course you can.
Who are you picking?
Carla. Carla, do you know who Alexander McQueen is? He was in the physical body alive, but he is still with us. And if you don't know who he is, you should find out who he is. He has a message for you. Interestingly enough, came through like that. He really knew how to allow himself to be in the magic of his inner world, a master storyteller through fashion and design. And he left us at the time he was supposed to leave us, but I just imagine what stories he could have told us even more if he had stayed. It's important for you now to write and to begin to write, and I would really take this seriously. Start to write, almost like writing your life story, writing your autobiography. I'm not talking about to get a book deal or to publish it. It has nothing to do with that. It is about for you to see how you have seen things. It is for you to see how you have seen things. And guess what? You can write honestly. Don't say you're not a writer. Everybody's a writer. At least when we're little, we just tell the truth as we see it. That's all you have to do is write the truth as you see it. This is a message to move some energies in the areas of where you have been nostalgic or a little bit sad about the past, about home and where the ideas of home went. So this is an area for you, and Alexander McQueen is coming through because it's like, I feel like that's what he did with his art. It's like he combined his connection with the higher levels of consciousness and fantasy in the dream world with how he was navigating in this 3D world. And it was this incredible mixture that was kind of like what surrealism is about in art. So that's your message.
Okay, so we have Buckshot.
Buckshot.
Good evening, Oriah and Riz. Love and light. What does the universe have to tell me? Thank you both.
That's a wicked name, Buckshot. It's funny, I put my hands on the table just now, and I have this magic scarab beetle ring that I have. I don't know if you can see it. There it is. And I got this in Egypt at this silversmith's in Egypt. And anytime I do a reading, things come to me immediately. And for some reason, my hands went up here and told me to look at my ring. So the scarab beetle, what comes to me when I see that image, and this is a message from, I feel like that's actually one of your spirit animals giving you a message. Deep, deep magic, nature, barefoot on the ground, meditating, breathing in, putting your feet, walking into a lake up to your knees, touching the water, splashing your face, going to where the pine forest is and breathing in the pine energy. This is what you need. This is kind of who you are. I actually see a very strong past life. For me, this looks... Yeah, I mean, it actually, interestingly enough, it looks Indonesian, because I know what that part of the world looks like. You had a life there. This is a long, long time ago when it was purely tribal. And, okay, thank you. That version of yourself was very, very connected to nature. I'm curious what you do in nature. If there's something, give me a little message there, if there's confirmation on that. Also, I want to know how children play a role into your life, if you've got kids now or not. The family, I'd like to know. Other questions?
Yes. So we are going to Amy. Thank you guys for everything you share with us. I wanted to know, please, which star seed am I more connected to?
Hi, Amy. I am looking into... Let me look at that again. Okay, which star seed you are connected... Oh. I already know that you're connected to more than one, and it is actually Andromedan. Interestingly enough, Andromedan. Look up what that is. That's why you're getting a lot of the numbers showing up more and more and more for you, like crazy. Like every time you're looking around, you're seeing these numbers. I want to also give you a message from those guides, the Andromedans, who are coming through pretty strong. Do you know how to design things at all? Like as a designer, like could you design an interior, or could you design clothing? Because what they're telling me as I tune into is that they have been sharpening your eyes to understand that gift that you have. Also, you've got your speaker. There's a speaker in you. You need to, well, maybe you like to just tell people what to do. I don't know. But you do have that. You have that in you. Yeah. Andromedan.
Okay, Monica. Hi, may I please have a message from my spirit guides?
Monica. Yes. Monica. Okay, sure. Number one thing I want to say, what they're trying to get me to address, what they've been trying to address with you. I got a list here. Number one, you need to do a good energy clearing on the house that you're living or staying in. I feel that you have not taken that energy role as the peacemaker in this house. queen of the house role completely yet. I don't know why yet, but you need to do that. Whether that's, of course, we always start with a good physical cleaning, and then we sage and we clear up clutter. It is organizing the physical space you're living in is the number one message coming right now. Number two message that's coming through is where you are finding your balance of yin energy. Yin energy is, we call it feminine energy. So as you perceive what that energy is for yourself and allowing yourself to trust that it's time to more things that have yin energy. What has yin energy? What has that feminine energy? Well, flowers have yin energy. So keeping essences of rose or jasmine flowers around you, eucalyptus also. The other thing that I'm getting with you is how you are, it's interesting because I see that you had a past life. It was actually Chinese, and you worked with silks or fabrics, just very, it looks like very menial labor in that lifetime. Actually looks like, I think that silk actually comes from the silkworm, doesn't it? Correct? Anyone? Yes?
I think so.
Okay, good. That's the Virgo for those facts. Love to all you Virgos out there. I have a Virgo rising, by the way. I got nothing but love for you guys. You're so full of love, you just sometimes you don't know how to say you need it. But much love to you, Virgos. Okay. So yeah, you were working there, and that was why you have such a commitment to when things need to be done right. And it's almost like when people don't do things well or love their job or something, it irks you because you just want people to have that integrity and that commitment to that, because you had that in service, being that long lifetime that you had where you're working in those fields. So now is the time, though, to more color, more pinks, more golds, more florals everywhere, more fragrances, that kind of thing. Okay?
Okay, next question is from Karen, spelled with a C. Are there any messages from Spirit for me feeling stuck for a while now?
Karen, you're feeling stuck? Okay, all right. Hey, it's part of life, right? We have to feel, it looks like stuck. I mean, think about it this way. If no one knew what the seasons were, imagine an alien comes to Earth and doesn't know what seasons are. They would think in the winter it's just the death of the planet. Because nothing's blooming, it's freezing. Where did all the animals go? It's not even light out for very long. Because all the evidence would point to that feeling that this is gloomy. And then you would have to explain to them, no, in winter we have other things that are in season, and we have these holidays, and this is a chance to build a fire because it's cold outside, because it's wet outside. It's a chance for us to get cozy and to be more intimate with ourselves or another person. Maybe it's time to read a book, or maybe we're not supposed to be outside as much. We're supposed to be inside talking. So it's about using the environment that you're in, or understanding this is a season. Now you're probably going to say, and you're probably saying right now, oh, this winter's been going on for a long, long time. And I would then say to you, and this is now where I'm just tuning into you specifically, well, number one, look, Karen, you're not cursed. There's no one's sending you bad energy or anything like that. I want you to understand that it's not about anybody who's sending you bad energy. I don't know why that's coming up, but I feel that maybe you've thought that. The stuck for a while means that you expect to see certain results, and those results aren't happening, therefore you feel stuck because the gear is stuck. You can't get out of that gear. And this is just some sound psychic advice I'm going to give you. This is the way energy works. Things come to move you out of an energy or place of being stuck, and they're not always pleasant. Doesn't mean they're not good, meaning good for you, good for the ultimate version of yourself. They are, but they're not pleasant. They can be downright awful feeling. And it's not a punishment from the universe. It's just that they're trying to get you out of there, to make you move. You might be too tired right now. Some of you might be sitting there tired, exhausted. But let me tell you something. If an explosion happened right there, you know, your butt would get up and run. Suddenly you'd have that energy, right? So it's about what's worth it to you. It's about the stuckness is where you got literally stuck in a perspective. This is where you have to do sometimes people shave their head. Sometimes people get a pink wig. Sometimes people totally change the way they dress or move. Something needs to shift that you may need to activate this energy to move it forward and give it a jump start. Put booster cables on it and give it a jump. This is not forever at all. You're not old. You're not old, even though you feel it. Okay? All right.
So Lisa Lywolf.
I was really I got to say about my situation. The button's coming. I'm told it's timing something like.
Well, let me read it.
Okay.
I really would like to hear what my guides have to say about my situation. Is abundance coming? I'm told it is. Timing is something. It's like info on. I feel like I'm in a waiting period.
Yeah.
Caring for a sick family member.
Is this her? She's caring for a sick family member?
Yeah.
Oh,
she
God
knew
bless you.
him as a model, and I think she was talking about McQueen. Or yeah.
Oh, I knew him as a model. Mm-hmm. Is this the same person? Just that's the other question?
This is a different person.
Okay, so let me go back to that other. Was it the same name?
Lisa Lywolf. This is a totally different person.
Okay, what's the question again?
I would like
Lisa
to hear what
Lywolf.
my guides have to say about my situation. Is abundance coming? I'm told it is.
Okay.
Timing is something.
Well, let's get clear. By abundance, we all mean money. Doesn't mean more potato chips in the pantry. Well, actually, it could. But we are, of course, talking about money, and nothing wrong with that. Abundance is a nice word. I like it. I like it. It's just that the word money has been dragged down so much. My God. Not a bad word, everyone. It's just money. Relax. It's part of the world. Everybody likes it. It's okay. Let me just tune into you. Lisa. Yes. If I were to give a number to this, October is where I see it actually shifting. So I'm just giving you a specific time period of where I see the actual timing of this. It seems to be after the first half of October. It seems to get better. It's going to be a little bit better next year. I don't see a massive windfall, but I do see better. I do see better. I do also see wiser. One of the things that you can do, and look, you guys can study law of attraction, what all that means, and all the different variations of that online. I'm not here to talk about that. That's at this point, everyone knows where to find that kind of information. But there is something to understanding what it means to be on the frequency of something. And that means that in some places where they teach you law of attraction, they'll say act as if. But that's really, really hard for anyone to do because their dominant vibration is they don't have it. So what you're working with now is this just utter and complete surrender of how you even saw money before and how much time we have to go into something like this. I'm just going to give you that outline of this where it had such a strong vibration of how it makes you happy or how it doesn't make you happy that I see around in this next 2-month period, you're breaking free from that. And that is what is creating that more abundance coming in. Okay.
Sharat. What did say it
I'm going to
again?
start talking in Hindi to shut up because अब क्या करें शरद भाई? Sorry. Shut up.
The more you move those
The more that I
crystals,
clang my crystals, the louder it gets for the audience. Well, I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead. What's the question?
well, he's just saying that he's a lot of confirmation.
Okay.
He feels like liquid. He's feeling amazing from
Okay.
your message. Okay.
All right.
So right now, so Bernadette does desire Desire had a question. She's been talking a little bit. She might just have a basic question. I'm scrolling back to see if she asked a specific one, but I think she would like to see if there's a message from her guides for Bernadette.
Yeah.
And I think it might have been specific. Here it is. Family. She has problems with her family.
Guys, just stay there. Let me just read that. My problem is my family. It's so hard. I love and dislike them at the same time. Hey, everyone. Bernadette is giving us a massive opportunity for all of us to find out, why do we have the families that we have? Why, universe? Why do I have the family that I have? I love the family that I have, but I'm sure that there's also buts. By the way, the family that you have that you feel this way about, they feel that way about you too. So I'm sure my families remember, like, why is Riz in our family? And I said, why is there in my family? So it goes both ways. But here's what the guides have channeled to me about this. You ready? The reason you have the family you have is because Great Spirit wanted you to get to know intimately people with whom you would never choose to associate with otherwise. And perhaps even to love them. That's what makes you metamistic. Okay? Because if you're here joining us and you're on this vibe level frequency that we are having fun and talking with you guys, it's because you are reaching for this understanding. It is not specifically about them, even though it is specifically about them. Meaning, it is about how are you feeling in this reality that you have chosen, that you don't remember, but you're accepting because you're a spiritual being. And you're like, fine, I chose this family. Start with that belief. You chose this family. And guys, I know some of you have gone through hell and trauma with your families that you got PTSD from. But there comes a point you put your flag down. You stick it in the ground and you say, fine, I chose them no matter how they acted, whatever they did to you or did not do to you, whatever they said to you or did not say to you. You chose them because you are here to live this life. And if you're going to live this life and you see this life as a spiritual experience extension of everything that you are, and if you don't see it that way, what are you seeing? You are randomly dropped somewhere in the universe, navigating through a only the strong will survive reality. Well, then that's why the reality you're having is being experienced with the feelings that you're having. So, how long, guys, are we going to keep talking about our families? Aren't you tired of it? How long? Oh my God, guys, I have clients who are 80 talking to me still about their parents and grandparents because they're still carrying it because they believe it's irreversible. And it's not irreversible, the damage that has been done to you. It's not irreversible. So let's remember that. Scroll back to hear the definition of why we have the families that we have if you're just joining us. And if you did hear it, pause. Rewind, listen to it again. I swear it will help you because it'll put you right back on the path of you understanding your self-evolution and creation, psychically, spiritually, emotionally.
Well, we just got a new member, Tammy Lane.
Hey, Tammy Lane.
So she just wants to know specifically, is there a message from her guides?
Yes.
Oh, let me see.
What? Hold on.
That's it. And her father
yes.
passed in 2020.
Could you give me your dad's first name, Tammy, and then I'll get to it. Let's see here. Okay, can you slow it down there? Buckshot, yes, you can follow up with me about your daughter. See if Buckshot wrote anything because I said something about family.
His name, Buckshot said his name is Paul.
Paul.
Buck is his nickname.
Okay. And if he said anything about his daughter, Paul, just send me the question. Okay.
Tom. her father's name.
Okay, thanks, Tammy and Tommy. How interesting. Give me a moment as I
Tom or Thomas.
mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Some people are coming through for you, Tammy. Um, so Tammy, the first thing that I get is that I don't know what this is about, but they always talk to me about when people's loved ones come through with me, they just love to have fun and make jokes and they also say some very serious things too. So I just go with whatever they come through with. I was wondering, so number one, do you have a dog also who crossed over? Or did your dad? Because there's a dog like right on the side of him, and this is a big dog. Secondly, he's talking to me about you getting groceries and making jokes about this. So what is there a joke about you hate it, or like did something happen recently where you were grocery shopping and you were thinking about him because he's bringing that up to me right now? Also, when he crossed over, there was like a caravan waiting for him. That's the word, caravan, of like, when people think of caravans, they think of like the caravan of camels in the Middle East and like crossing the desert, or they think about like gypsy caravans going through, Eastern Europe. The caravan for your dad was all like hot rods. There were all these people on like hot rod muscle cars that pulled up. All these spirit guides pulled up all cool and welcomed him aboard. Your dad's cool. I mean, I don't know if he was cool in this lifetime, but he's cool certainly on the other side. He wants me to bring that to you. He's doing really, really well. I don't know what was going on in his veins or if there was some imbalance of chemicals in his blood. But he's like showing me that his blood is or if this was a blood disease, but he's showing me that his blood is very clean and clear.
So, Kara Khan?
Yes.
She's been asking several times for questions.
If anyone following up that I asked questions about. You'll monitor that for me.
I'm trying. So,
okay.
Okay, so Karen said there's some conversations going on here.
Okay.
So
thank you for all the love, guys. So many nice things everybody's saying. I'm so glad that you're joining us. We'll take a few more.
So yeah, Kara wanted to know if there was a message from her guides, and
okay,
she's been talking throughout the chat. I've been watching her communicate.
Can I back up a little bit there?
Yes.
That's something that caught my eye psychically. Okay. Okay. What does this say? Labark Park?
Mm-hmm.
I have ancestors helping me. Can you tell me what they are trying to guide me towards? So that just caught my eye because right when I was scrolling by there, it was like lightning, just like lightning came. You had a tribal lifetime, and that lifetime, I'm seeing it sort of in flashbacks for you. I was wondering if you've had any energy that you feel shooting through your arms, through your fingertips, or if there's any kind of twitching or things that happen with your body. You really need to understand that you are very sensitive to light, sound, electricity, and not that you need to run away from it or live this life of being constantly worried about it, but just understand that about yourself, right? To understand that you're starting to get direction to, since you asked what towards, going into mind-body practices. So that would be any type of Tai Chi. Look up what Tai Chi is if you don't know what it is. It is the art of understanding how energy moves, how Chi flows through and between everything, and then how to do these specific exercises that help you with that. And also how to train both left and right hemispheres of your brain, do Qigong type of exercises that activate that. Okay.
Okay, so
did we hear back from anyone that I was asking
yes,
questions about? Did we hear back from Tom?
We heard back from
Tell
Buck.
me about Tom.
Buck says, I walk barefoot every day, and I like to hike. So right about that. And my daughter is kind of my best friend, and she's the only one I'm intuitive with.
That's so beautiful. I think you said his name was Paul. That's awesome about you walking barefoot every day. It's because that's what you're about. So there you go. That's that very strong nature connection. Of course, that white deer is your ultimate totem. So you should, if you can even just maybe find a beautiful painting of a white deer with light around it, that would be great to put in your house. Yeah, it's beautiful about your daughter being your best friend. How blessed that is. And I would say to you about I don't need to know her name. I don't need to know her name. I'm just tuning in through you. Yeah, it's not the first time that you were best friends. I wonder if you guys have ever been down to the Virginia or colonial Virginia area, because you had a lifetime down there together. I'd love to know if you guys have ever made it that way. If you go there, you will feel it.
Okay, so Tammy says that her father, he was a car guy. She said.
So Tammy says that her dad, who I said was being picked up in hot rods by the spirit guides, she says he was a car guy and he was cool. Well, let me tell you something, guys. Spirit guides do not show up in robes all the time or something that you keep seeing projected in books. They come in all shapes and sizes and forms. Look, somebody gave somebody messages from Biggie and Alexander McQueen tonight. They didn't come through wearing robes. So the spirit guides, they are on the vibration of what brings you joy when they show up, when you cross over. So Tammy, your Tom was that's what he wanted to see. That's what he needed to see. He needed to be in the full feeling good of his vibration of himself. Okay. I love it. I love hearing it. Okay, let's take one more.
I wanted to.
Somebody said I had a dog.
Yeah, no. There was a response.
Okay.
Let me just go back for a second.
I want to have a glass of water. Can you find it?
Okay, so you had a message for LeBarc Park.
Yeah.
She said, this person said, yes, pain in my forearms, Qigong is very new to me, but I'm learning through my acupuncture practitioner.
Yes, there you go. Okay, I don't know if it was who it was. They said,
Okay.
Thank you very much. Awesome.
Okay, so we can scroll back. There's a question from her. I don't think we gave her a message, did we?
Elisa,
She's
what are my spirit
member?
guides? Hold on, trying to tell me. What are my spirit guides trying to tell me? Elisa. The number one thing that they're doing with you. Okay, thank you. I'm just getting the download of them talking to you. This is how it happens with me. They just start giving me a couple of lists. Number one, you're in the regenerative chapter of your body, understanding how your body actually works. I'm not talking about reading a book of anatomy and kinesiology that everybody can read. I'm talking about how your body works specifically. You're being made to lay down more and have more alone, quiet time that is actually quiet. I don't mean that where you're isolated, but your mind is still going. I'm talking about authentic quiet time. You can drop more into your body and understand, like, it's almost like your immune system really got taxed the last 5 years. And I don't know whether this was some sort of high stress situation or it was just low grade stress building up, but I do feel adrenals, I do feel hormones not exactly how they should be. So please do get that checked out. The other thing that I'm getting is that look into your own eyes. And I don't know what you look like, obviously, but I see these really soft brown eyes. And even if you tell me your eyes are blue, the message is actually the same. I'm just telling you what I see because I like to just be very transparent with that. I see very beautiful, soft brown eyes. And what that's showing me is this innocence that you had. And by innocence, I just mean a certain chapter of your life, like when you're 15 or 16, and reconnecting with that version of yourself with a lot of reverence, not compassion. Compassion is almost bordering on you could feel sorry for them. No, this is reverence, where you elevate that version of yourself and say, she knew something about joy and love that maybe I forgot because I got distracted by everybody else's stories about this world rather than your inner magic.
Okay. So Kara Khan brought 4 people tonight to come watch.
Oh, wonderful.
And so she would like to know if she can get a message from her spirit guides.
I thought we gave a message to Cara.
I don't think we
Okay.
did. No, I told her that we were
Sorry if
going to.
I can't remember the names all this, as we go along, because it all just comes through. So Cara wants a message. What was the question?
It was just a general question if she can get a
Sure, of
message from
course.
her
That's
guides. Or
perfect.
you know what? Let me ask a specific question for her.
Sure.
Who is her guides right now? Who's her main guides that are working with her that she could tune into on her own?
Well, first I want to talk about there's a symbol. There's 2 symbols coming up, and it's interesting. This symbol is the fleur de lis. Do you know what that is? Cara? Fleur de lis. I know what it looks like, and I don't really know a lot about it, but it's popping up. I know, of course, by the name it's French, and it was on a lot of objects from that period, but it probably predates. Probably goes back a long, long way. You had a very strong royal life. And I think that anybody who knows you probably could see that or sense that and maybe would even joke about it, like, oh, of course she wants all the things that she wants. But it really comes from somewhere that is very real in terms of that previous incarnation. And you came to understand that, when you do serve, that with that comes the joy that you get from serving, and then with that also comes praise from people and learning how to accept it and receive it and understand it's okay to receive it and to allow yourself to feel that no one can drain you, Cara. No one can drain you. Nothing can drain the sun, nothing can drain the wind. Right? People can harness the sun, people can harness the wind, but there's always more wind and there's always more sun. So it is surrendering to that true nature of yourself.
Okay, so there's a question from her here.
Let's see, someone we haven't done yet.
Here. I don't know if she's still here with us because this was earlier back.
Okay, let's go all the way down. Let's see. You had a dream about a castle. Well, that's because you are, all right, it was your house. Okay, let's go down.
What's really funny about that name? She's curious what Elizabeth means.
Is that Elizabeth?
So, one of my past lives, I was
Lisbeth.
I was Lisbeth, but I spelled it with an L, not EL, and it was Lisbeth. But in a past life, I had a very strong
we all knew each
life
other.
as Lisbeth.
Tracy Monroe goes, this gets a holy shit.
Hello, Kiki, Kim, Marielle. Riz does readings. You can go to his website,
Yeah, guys.
rizmirza.com.
Yeah, I do readings. Just go to the website. There's an online calendar. And look, the readings I'm booked until next year, but believe me.
They can tune in and see you at Rama.
Yeah, you can.
Streaming
But
while you Trance Channel and give
for
personal
sure. But if
readings.
you do want a personal reading, just go to the website and book it. It's going to be into next year. But listen, time flies, as you know, and it's just there. It shows up. Even if you have questions about now and we can't get a personal reading in, there'll be other stuff to talk about when we do have a reading. So I highly, highly encourage you to do that. I love doing personal readings. Okay, let's see what else we got. Okay, scroll just a little. Hold on a second.
There was a question there.
Yeah,
I told her that if she reviews and goes to the beginning, that you discuss that.
yes, okay. Go a little bit. Let me see that one. Hold on, wait. Question. Wait, go back down. Do I stop? There it is. Which member which family is most willing to in-person contact with me? Thanks for. Which member of my space family? You mean your cosmic connection to your guides for in-person contact? look, if they...
So this is for Omni Collective Creativity?
Yeah, listen. First of all, your guides know about your commitment to the teachings, okay? They know. And Serapis Bey is working. Look up who Serapis... maybe you do know who Serapis Bey is, but that's a ascended master who's giving me this message and is aware of you and is aware of your commitment. But you are serving your time. Doesn't mean a prison sentence, but you are serving your time here on the earth, in this dimension. You know that. You must pay attention to this dimension. And it's almost like they're saying, listen, there's also time to just get out and go out and play beach volleyball too. And, put the crystals down and dance. And that is what you are also here for. And so the in-person is going to be more trans-dimensional than physical touch. And you know what I mean by that. Last question. You want to spin the wheel?
Well, Maria has been hanging in there since the beginning. So Maria Giannetti, she's been really lovely and supportive. Thank you, Maria.
Maria Giannetti.
Are you ready, Maria? You're the last one for the evening. And hello, Mariel.
Okay, Maria Giannetti. I don't want to keep repeating your name, sorry. If I say it 5 times, she shows up in the room. All right, let's say, what do I want to say here? Maria, do you know how to ice skate? Or are you good at sports in some way? The reason I ask that is you actually have, your spirit guides are all like famous athletes. Isn't that interesting? And a word on this, guys. Your spirit guides are not always like they don't do things that you do. Like if you're a musician, it doesn't mean you have a musician spirit guide. It could mean that, but you might have a scientist spirit guide if you're a musician, because that scientist is bringing that type of energy into your creative. And then their opposite could be true. You may be a scientist, and then you have a spirit guide that is an artist, a really wild artist working with you. So you have athletes, Maria, around you who are all about, all property. I'd love to know what's going on with that.
That's important what she's saying here. Maria is saying, question, my 13-year-old son who lost his father at 4 years old, how do I help him?
Sure, it's okay. We'll get in there because the guides are going to bring in all of those messages. Just tell me the dad's first name, please, Maria. But they are bringing this into the guide. Your guides are setting up for you how you're having certain, financial security and property security. Just want to put that message to you. And as you tell me the dad's first name, I will go there. Oh, fitness, Maria. Okay, got it. Super interesting.
So we're just waiting for the delay.
Yes, there's just a delay, so I'll wait for that. Also, the name Michael is popping up around you, Maria. I was curious who that is. Is that someone that is connected to this family? Okay. Give me a moment while we wait for you to just give me the first name so I can tune into your dad, see if he's around.
So this would be Maria's, the father of her son.
Yeah, I understand.
Rob.
Thank you. Yeah. So I have to say this to you, and this is kind of, it's serious and it's deep, and I think it's something that a lot of people don't tend to talk about when we do mediumship readings, is kind of what I'm feeling from him, and I feel Rob's energy coming through to me, is that there was a part of him that never thought he was going to be around a long, long time, a part of him. I don't know if he kept this really deep within himself, but it was like he knew. And I believe he knew this for a long time. almost like intuitively in some sense. And I was wondering if you, Maria, ever got that from him, or is this a surprise to you? But this is what I feel is there. The message to your son is he's he's squeezing his arm. You're strong. You're strong. Don't be mad. Strong, don't be mad. Also, the month of May is being brought up here. I don't know what the connection of May is with Rob. Whose date that marks? I'd love to know.
So Maria is saying Michael is her first love, and she's been dreaming about him lately.
Okay, thank you for the confirmation. Well, I always just say, as just a person, I would tell you, well, look him up and see what he's up to and say hello. You know, you can find people on social media. Don't be afraid. You can say hello or at least check on things. But that came up because you were talking about partnership, and that name was very strong in my mind around you. But please relay that message. Is your son doing martial arts? I'd like to know about that.
So she's in tears of gratitude. Yes, I did. Also, Tracy Marie, I just wanted to say thank you for really feeling us tonight. I could feel you feeling us, and that's the intention. That's the point. And if you want to become a member of our channel, that would be a great way for you to definitely get a message. You can join the channel. Also, in the future, super chats get you your question answered quicker. And we will be back next Sunday.
For sure.
For sure. Our Psychic Sundays. But this is our wrap up, you guys. We went almost 2 hours. I'm just really glad that you guys joined us. Next time, please bring your friends and family. Send the link to everybody.
Yeah.
And we'll try to get to your questions. Check out our website, rizmirza.com.
And join us on Instagram and just, guys, subscribe, all the normal things they do with the channel, because we've been doing this work for 15 years, and this is now, we've just been feeling it's time to really, we just felt the time was right to really be out there and up close and personal with you guys more. So thank you for spreading the word and for all the love and the messages you guys send to us.
Maria says she's been trying to get him into martial arts.
Well, his dad is saying do it, but you don't have to overdo it. Just, once a week. It's just a great release, and he'll that's the message I get from him. His dad would show me martial arts, and you can tell him I said that. And
thank you guys so much, everybody.
Breathe deep, stay connected. Let's always be right here.
We'll see you next Sunday, everybody. Come back, bring your friends. Much love, cosmic energy, cosmic love, all week long. Let's wash everybody for next week. Just cosmic love, cosmic healing energy flowing to you and your family and to you and your households, so that you can be uplifted and clear-headed. Ask for good dreams. Take lots of showers with salt. Let yourself be cleaned, your auras. Monitor how much electricity, like electronics, media, tablets, cell phones. Get in nature, barefoot, hands in the soil, back to the basics.